Right, but if you're going to actually find out where it would be at what time, you'd need to be able to gather a measurement for it, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Do they give you a measurement?
No.
When you go and look up what angle to look at in the sky, know this, the angle is like the angle on screen now. Let's say the ISS traverses this yellow thing on this diagram, we're going to call it the moon. But then you've got to measure a flat Earth elevation angle to it to know what time it's going to pass, at what angle with respect to a planar surface. That's how we measure everything always. So you know the ISS is going past because we're in an orbital motion, because the orbital motion comes from a planar measurement of an angle with respect to the equatorial plane when we depict the world like this on screen now, with us inside the ball on a flat plane, with PZX points projected through a ball that we're not standing on, we're making angles from within it, through to the celestial hemisphere, in this instance plonked antipodal north and south, giving us a celestial sphere, with globe in between. But we're still terminating the angle here, in the centre. Well, that termination of the angle is where you measure the angle. Nobody's actually inside a ball in hell. And in this diagrammatical example, we've just got a black void in the shape of an iron. Well, no, around the equator would be the equatorial plane, a flat plane that you're standing on to measure this angle. Well, those angles measured through a ball you're not standing on, to the sky that was measured flat, and plotted with respect to its angle view I just detailed about 20 minutes ago, like it's a protractor. In other words, imagine this entire thing is just a protractor, because that's precisely what it is. It's representing the view that you get from this point. Now, does anybody ever get a view from in hell at the core of Earth to make the angle work? No. But in terms of how heliocentric motion works, you're working from the equatorial plane. You can't even have it work for the entirety of the span of the time and movement of the stars. It only works from one point in time, at vernal equinox. That's it. It's garbage. It's nonsense. You're not in a ball. And the sky that was measured to give you this garbage was flat. So was the ground. All of this is to void out where you actually stand and measure angles to stars. Well, you're also going to be measuring your angle to the ISS if you want to know what time it's going to be where. And if you do, you've measured a flat Earth to do it. And if you suggest that it's now moving in orbital motion, well, the orbital motion is this. It's come from flat Earth planar measurements at the equatorial plane at vernal equinox. You measured a flat Earth to create this nonsense, to stand in it, to describe angles to things like the ISS. Garbage. There's no ISS in the form that they say. There's no men floating around in a sky vacuum. It's a violation of natural law. The sky is not a vacuum.